Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Rohit and today we'll talk about that scripted REST outbound message using the OAuth 2.0 authentication. So last day we talked about that how we can create a REST message, and using the REST message how we can send the data from ServiceNow to another environment. Even we discuss about that how we can do the ServiceNow to ServiceNow integration. Now today will basically our focus will be that OAuth 2.0 authentication. Using the OAuth 2.0 authentication, how we can send data from ServiceNow instance to the another third-party application. So without wasting time, let's get started. To start this process, I want to talk about that what is the OAuth authentication and how it works. So if we talk about that OAuth authentication, very first thing is that it's a token-based authentication. So if you visit the Facebook, if you visit the Jira, if you visit the Slack, there nobody will be. You can't create. You can't get that username and password from there. What they do basically, they use the OAuth platform. Using the OAuth platform, you need to first register your application, and through this application you are going to connect that. So let's try to understand by the definition. So OAuth 2.0, which is standard for the open authentication, is standard designed to allow a website or the application to access resource hosted by the other web apps on behalf of a user. So let's say that this is your application, and then this is the service API that you are going to access that. The first time you need to create a application here, and then you are going to ask the authorization request. You are going to ask a authorization request. Once the system will approve that, they will get the authorization request, and then once they are providing you the authorization, once your authorization is granted, you will pass this authorization to the server, and through the server you will get access token. And now all these resources, like you are going to access the server through their user, their email address, everything you are going to do through this access token. And then after certain period, this access token will be expired, and you need to get that a new token from the server. So basically there will be some time periods, let's say the 30 days, 50 days, or 90 days. Using that 90 days, your access token will be valid, and then there will be some capacity that you might not be able to access. You might be able to access certain resource, like you might be able to only access the user, you won't be able to access the other details. So that everything will be defined under this token, and then using the token you are going to access the third party application. So this is how the OAuth works. So let's understand that how we can implement through the ServiceNow. So if I talk about the ServiceNow and OAuth application connect, how we can connect from the ServiceNow to the other application. So very first thing is the point I have noted down, that go through the third party documentation properly. So if you are connecting the third party application, you have to first for the integration, you have to go through their documentation thoroughly in a deep and layman languages, and you have to understand that how their integration is working. For the today's demonstration, I will take one of the platform called AHA. So this is similar to the Jira application, where you can create the story, you can create the idea, you can create the releases, resources, all this stuff. So today I'm going to use the AHA application. Using the AHA application, how I'm going to implement the OAuth. We are going to discuss that one by one. So very first thing, as I mentioned, that you have to go through the documentation very thoroughly to integrate that any of this platform with your service time. If that platform is already available, or if you are aware of this platform, like you already integrated the platform, you might be know everything. But if this application is new, first thing first, you have to go through the documentation properly. So if I go back to the documentation, if you see, this is the AHA documentation. What they are saying that this is their complete documentation. I have gone through this documentation and understand that how they are working. So they are working as a OAuth mechanism, and using the OAuth, as I mentioned, for the OAuth mechanism, first thing first, you need to register a application. So you have to register an application to this third party tool. So let's say this is my platform, the snowexpert.ahas.io, where I can create the resource, I can create the release, I can create the idea. These are the things I can do here. So these things will do through the integration. So let's say that I'm going to create a idea, or I'm going to get the release details or product details from these integration. How do we do that? First, I register that application for maybe for organization level, their organization name dot aha dot io, this kind of things will be there. You need to be connect with the AHA team, or you need to be do get these details. So first thing first, for the AHA, I'll go back to that here's under the settings. Once I go to the setting, so to integrate that, first thing first, I say that you have to register the application, right? So for that, I'll go to this personal here. This called OAuth application. Once you click that, you can see the check docs where you can go through the documentation. Very first thing first is that you have to register a OAuth application under this third party. So if you see my documentation, first thing first, go through the third party document properly. Secondly, you have to register an application. First, register an application to the third party portal with a redirect URL. So when you are going to register that application, the application, that whenever you're trying to register that, they will ask you for that redirect URL. So this URL you need to be passed to them. So I'll copy this URL from here. If you need this URL, or if you need that, this you can visit my website called snowexpertrohit.com. Under this, you will be able to see this under this documentation. All these web service integrations related, all these stuffs are there. So this is the 19th series. So you can see all these things we have gone through so far. Right. So now first thing first, I have to register the application. I'll copy this endpoint from here, and then I have to register that here. So I'll click the register OAuth application. These steps might be differ from application to application, but the steps will be remain same. You need to first register your application. The step will be remain same. Here you have to pass the redirect URL. And for different application, you can go through their documentation. I have done the Zoom integration. You can go through and check the Zoom integration. I have done the Jira integration. You can go and check the Jira integration in this playlist. So basically, each and every third party have a different kind of process that how you can go and register the application, but the step will be pretty much same. So first thing first, you need to put the redirect URL, and here you need to put your ServiceNow instance name. So I'll post that this name, and go back here and then put that. Once you put that, you need to define the name. So here I'm going to name that the service now. So name is done. I'll have to click the create. Once you click the create, you will get the couple of details. That first thing first is the client ID, client secret, OAuth, authorization URL, redirect URL. These things you will get that from this portal. But this might be that how the AHA looks like that. But if you talk about the Zoom or other application, they also will provide you the client ID, client secret with the additional details. But the main thing, we need to collect the client ID and client secret first. Fine. So if you go back to that, you can see that once you register, you will get a client ID and client secret. Save that. So you need to have this client ID and client secret. And then secondly, you need to have the get authorization URL and token. So you need to have the authorization URL. If you are not able to find out, most of the documentation, they give you that authorization URL. So if you can see an token URL. If you don't, that normally they use this. This is that how their structure is that. This is the authorization URL and this is the token URL. That how it looks like normally. Now these two things we need to be collect. First, client ID, client secret, authorization URL, token URL. Four things we need. Now what we have to do? We have to go to the ServiceNow and start configuring that. For that, what I have to do? First thing, I have to go and type the OAuth. Under this system OAuth, you can see the application registry. Here you need to register your application. The way you register in that AHA application, here you create an application. Similarly, here you need to be create a application. So I am going to create a application. Click new. Once you click that, you will have the various options. You need to select that connect to a third-party OAuth provider. For different purpose, the name are different. First thing first is you need to put the name. So I'll say that AHA integration. This might be the name. Then client ID and client secret. So client ID, I get that from here. So I'll copy that and paste here. And then client secret I have received from here. I will copy and paste here too. So that's it. Now I have to little bit scroll down and you can see that a resource owner password credential. So we are going to integrate the token base. So we have to change that to the authorized code here. And then here we need to select that request body to the as a basic authorization header. And now I talk about the authorization URL and token URL. These two things we need. So I already put it the document under this documentation that this is the how the authorization URL will be looks like. I'll copy that and put that authorization URL here. And instead of this third-party server, I need to put that this name here. So I'll go and paste that here. So this is my authorization URL, and then I have to pass the token URL. So it will be remain same. Last it will be just token. So that's it. Two URL you have passed, and then you register your application, and then if you see there, it will be there as a basic authorization header. That's it. And then if you see application scope and then application profile, these things will be created automatically once you register this application to the ServiceNow. So I just registered that. Once I save that, there will be one application profile and application scope. These things are there. So I'll just open this to show you that how it looks like that. So it is a related list, which is that application registry. Once you create the application registry, it will show that authorization profile, and in this authorization profile you can see this is the profile name, and here if you have any entity scope you can put that. For that there is no scope here, but other application they have the scope. You might need to be put the scope here if that needed. In this case we don't need that, so I'm not putting these details here, right? So our application registry is done. The next step is that we have to create a REST message. For that, what I'll go to the REST message, and here I will create a REST message. So I'll click the new here, and then the name I'll put that AHA integration. Description, all those stuffs you can put later, and then we need to put the very important thing is the endpoint. So I'll go to this AHA documentation, let's say here, and then I'll see that the what endpoint I can use that. So there are many things is there. So what I will do, I will choose that first the product. So AHA start with the product. So I'll go and get the list of product that is available to this application. And you can see this is how their C URL looks like that. So this is the company name and this is the URL. So I'll copy that here and go back to our here and paste that. So this is how AHA endpoint looks like to get the products. I'll go and replace with this one with this company name with this one. So let's replace that. Now here in the basic authentication type, I'll select the basic, and here I will select that the profile that is created it will not be basic, it will be OAuth. And then here once you select the OAuth, you will get that one AHA integration default profile that is getting created. So basically we have a no authentication basic and OAuth 2.0. So this two type of authentication. So basic we discussed earlier. Now today we will discuss the OAuth. That's it. And then request header, we need to put couple of things. The first is that we have to select the content type equal to application/JSON. So I'll say that here call content type equal to application/JSON. And here I need to select these call accept equal to application/JSON. So I'll select that accept equal to application/JSON. All right. So once we this REST message will be once we save that this REST message will be created into the ServiceNow. And under this REST message, you can see that in the top you are getting one method called get OAuth token. So get OAuth token is nothing but you have to get the token from the third party. Now if we click that, it will redirect me to the third party application. You can see this is redirecting me that actually the AHA application, where normally I have to put the credential, username, password, but as I already log into this AHA system, it is just asking me to give the permission. The similar like the if you are installing any applications to your mobile, like any APK file or any ISO file you're installing, you need to give some certain permission for that application. Like you need to give the permission for the storage, you need to give the permission for that. So similarly, like that OAuth 2.0, if you use that, they will ask for the permission. So if you click authorize, a token will be generated and that will be available. Now you can see that OAuth access token is available but will be expire on this date. So it will be expire on after certain time. So the token is right now available. Now what we can do, if you see that once the REST message is created, we get the one by default, it generate one default method which is nothing but the default get method and which is pointing to the products. If we click test, it is giving me some responses, and basically this is the product ID and product details I am receiving. Let's see that, and if we paste that, you can see that product details is there, and then these are the products we have. So first product is demo, second product is I mean this is the first product is the feed in cycle product. These products we have, basically company and all these stuffs we have. So our product is the Snow Expert, probably. So we are going to use this pagination. So this way you can basically integrate that. Now another API I'll create that. So I just show you that how we can get the product. So let's say I want to create a idea. For that, create an idea. So create an idea. So this, if I go back, so this is the how the create an idea endpoint looks like. I'll copy that here and go back to this AHA integration, that method that we have created here, and create a new resource there. So let's say I am going to say that create idea. So these might be our method, and then I'll paste that endpoint name. Here I need to put the company name. So for that, what I'll do, I'll copy this company name, my company name, and replace with this company name here. And here under this I have to pass the project name. So I will say that I'll replace with the dollar so that I can use that project name later. So I'll curly braces and put the projects and idea. Let's go back to here that the method will be the post method. You can see that they are saying that method will be post. So I'll change get to the post, and application type will be inherited from parent. It means that the token will be inherited from the parent, and here we are going to pass the content. So I'll go back here and then I'll copy this content and let's try to paste here. So we post this content. So that's it. So let's save that. And if we click that auto generated variable, so there will be one project will be generated, one variable called project. Here we need to pass the project ID. So project ID is nothing but, you can see this, if you see here, so this is the project one, and so this is the ID that we have received as part of this project. So I'll copy this probably and try here in the test value. And so once we click the test, so it should create one idea. So you can see the idea is created here with this value. Which product we created. So we're supposed to create under this no expert. So let's copy that one and go back here and then paste these under this test value and click test. So it will create one idea. So now you can see this idea is getting created under these products. Now if I refresh our AHA and let's see this our idea got created or not. So under this idea, you can see that two idea is created. In if I click the two idea here, and you can see the new idea that we have just now created is right now created here. So this idea got created from this postman. So let's try to create one more idea called create idea from ServiceNow. So I'll say that create idea from ServiceNow. Create idea from ServiceNow. I'll just cut this name here and then I'll replace with that called name here so that we can use in our code. Just save that, click auto generate variable, and OK. So if I scroll down and here I can put the name here. So instead of hard code there, I can put the name here and click the test. Once we test that, the idea is created again into that aha, and I don't need to do anything. It's keep on creating. You can see that from the service now it is creating. I'm not doing anything. From the service now it is hitting to that aha application, and aha application through the API it is getting created. So that's it for today. One more thing I just want to before I'm leaving that. So there is the one manage token. If I type the manage token, you can see under the system authentication there is a one thing called manage token. Here it will be store these all these tokens. So if you can see that this is the token name and this is when it will be expired. That this token will be expired in 23 minutes. So whenever you are getting the token, is giving you that token for 23 minutes. So I mean for the 30 minutes. So you have to test and everything for the 30 minutes, and then that is that how you can get the managed token. And the last thing, you can get this once your integration tested successfully, you can just click the preview script user the way we have done in our last video, and then once the script will be generated, you can copy and paste that script to your business rule or your UI action or anywhere you need it. You can simply paste there. So that's it for today. Thank you very much. Have a great day. If you have any question, let me know in my comment sections.